Assalamu alaikum. This video is on the technique of passing a counter-rated exam. Before discussing strategy of our examination, it is important how an examinee cover his or her syllabus. First of all, an examinee should have a look on a grid, and an examinee should extract a portion which from the grid which have less number of topics and greater number of weightage. If we go through FAR2, it means financial and reporting to grid but before we move to our FAR2 grid, we must see that what must be seen in our grid while we were seeing it. So here we can see this. Look here, these two things will be seen in the paper of a counter-rated exam: proficiency level and testing level. So a person should know that what does this mean. So in these different levels requires that and tell the candidate that how much depth of an topic should have been with the examinee so that he can attempt a paper. And the testing level will classify, look here it is, the content of may classified 3 testing levels from 1 to 3. These testing levels identify that how much a question has been limited to the number of marks that the ICAP will test. So if you move towards your grid of FAR2, FAR1 and its cost management, and here comes FAR2. So if we are looking here to the proficiency level and testing level, there's two proficiency, 2 testing, and accounting policies, and here is one. Only FRS 9 is only topic that have only 1 proficiency level and 1 testing level both, due to the non-advancement of the standard in this paper. So as we have seen the grid, almost all of the topics have same level of proficiency and testing. At this stage, student should review his or herself that which topic is easiest or coverable from his or her side, and setting priorities from easiest to hardest, which will cover majority of the topics. The same priority goes for the examinee sitting in examination while attempting question. He or she should go for the easiest to hardest question so that chances of picking marks will be brighter. If any candidates stuck in a hard question, his morale will go down, which will affect other questions too. So if we look on a question paper of FAR2, and we will discuss the marking scheme of this question, which will let us know how to score marks in exam. If we have a look on question number 2, as we see in front of us, this is a weightage of 7 marks. Look here, it is 7 marks. Question number 2 is a weightage of 7 marks, but we can see this in front of us. But while marking, it is marked in 2 different portions. That is, we can see in its marking plan. Here it is question number 2, and it is marked in 2 different portions, that is identification and justification. But if a candidate only knows the answer of identification, but she leaves the question by thinking that it is the waste of time to attempt this question due to not having a complete answer of this question, this is a foolish and non-acceptable behavior. Because if he identifies and write down the only this identification of reported segment, identify and report this identification of recorded segment, so he or she would have a chance of scoring 3 marks rather than scoring 0 marks. Similarly, if we look here on a question number 3, question number 3 have 2 different portions, 3 and 3/6, but in the marking plan it have 4 portions. 3 is divided in 1.5 and 1.5, and B is divided in 2 and 1. Same goes with question number 5. Question number 5 here. There are two portions of this, one is of 7 and one of 9, but in the marking scheme the 7 is broken down into 4 marks. So if a student goes down with these 3 points, it will be easier for him to score more than 75% in this marks, in this weightage of marks, and out of 7 marks, 7 or 8 marks. Same goes with here. There is 9 I think so, yes, 9 has been broken into 5 marks. Same goes with the consolidation question. The question is asked of 17 and 3 marks. Look, 3 marks is also divided into 2 and 1, and 17 marks and divided into almost 8 to 9 points, 8 to 9 marks. So it is making easier for a person to gain marks. Look here, it is also here, one in the portion of 1, 4 marks are asked, but it is divided into 2 segments. Same goes with the 2 portion, 1.5 and 2.5, and the same is goes with third point, that is 1.5 and 2.5. So as we have seen, all are broken into different portions, which make easier to score marks. And one more thing, at the top, stuck here. Yes, the top ICAP has written a note. You can see here, the marking scheme is given as a guide. Marker also award marks for alternative approaches to a question and relevant well-reasoned comments and explanation. Moreover, the main point is this: moreover, the available marks in answer may exceed the total marks of a question. Is the golden chance to score, as the answers available marks may exceed the total marks of a question. If the question is of 8 marks or 4 marks, the examiner may mark with 5 or 6 marks in total. If the question is asked for 4 marks, the examiner may mark it on 5 or 6 marks depending on the difficulty of examination. So this conclude, while attempting the paper, candidate have to attempt each and every transaction or adjustment he or she knows. In the end, this strategy is applicable to all professional examination. Hope you will find it well and work on it, so that you could be able to score marks easily, and will clear it soon with a good position. So if you like it, and if you had good benefit, make sure to subscribe it and share it with your friends, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss our video and remain updated to our uploading of a video. Thank you.